Well, another really good performance, and Wolves are safe now. I mean, I said it last week that Wolves are basically safe anyway. I've never felt like we're getting relegated, but it's basically done now. Let me just refresh this just in case it's changed. Yeah, Wolves 34 points. How are Bournemouth 1 point behind us, man? It's crazy. But yeah, Wolves are safe now, basically, especially with Everton losing. And it was just a really good performance. I know it's simple to say, but when you pick a good starting 11 and you don't get an idiotic referee, you win the game. Or at least we play well. And look, obviously winning is great, scoring 2 goals is great, keeping a clean sheet is great, but it's the performances that, especially against Brentford and Chelsea, that they're personally making me happy. You know, the Leeds game, the Bournemouth game, and what was the other game? There was another game in there where Lopetegui's lineups were just baffling. And, you know, it's mad, but if you think back to that Leeds game and that Bournemouth game, if we picked better starting 11s, and maybe got a bit of better luck as well, we could have an extra like 6 points. We could genuinely be like around where Fulham are and where Chelsea are. We could really be pushing for top half, but you know what, that's fine. That's for next season, isn't it? And there was just loads of really good performances there. I don't think anyone let the club down. You know, Diego Costa finally got his goal, which I was really happy for Diego Costa. When we signed him, I wasn't really that arsed. And I've never felt that attached to Diego Costa in the way that some people are. But over the last few weeks, he looks fitter. You know, he doesn't look like he's gassed out after 10 minutes. And his all-round game is actually really good today. I don't think anyone could slag him off. Him and Cunha in the front two work. I don't know why it's taken so long for us to do it consistently, but, you know, it is what it is. I thought the only player that didn't really play well was Sarabia, but I don't really know what I think of Sarabia yet. Feel free to let me know, but I'm kind of mixed on Sarabia right now. I'm not really sure what he offers, but it's still really early. Nunes had one of his best. I thought Nunes was better today than he was against Chelsea. Feel free to disagree with me on that, but you know, obviously the goal he scored against Chelsea was great, but even in that Chelsea game, there was some times where Nunes on the ball, I don't know what the hell he was doing, and he gave the ball away quite a lot. He didn't today, or at least I can't remember any times anyway. You know, he was pretty ball secure. Obviously, the second goal, it was a brilliant run down the right for Hwang. Again, Hwang is probably, apart from maybe Semedo, probably the most improved player under Lopetegui, and Kilman. I thought Kilman had another really good game, by the way. You know, I think Lopetegui does deserve some credit for trusting Kilman. You know, I remember when Lopetegui first came in, a lot of people wanted him dropped. A lot of people wanted Nathan Collins and Dawson as the back two, which I can kind of understand why, but I never really had too much of an issue with Kilman. I thought Kilman and Collins were pretty similar, but Kilman's gone on leaps and bounds. But yeah, first half was solid, just played really well. It was a really professional performance. And look, Brentford are a good side. You know, they were pretty crap, but they still had 2 or 3 really good chances through Tony. And that's always the hallmark of a pretty good side. You know, when you play pretty crap and you still get like clear chances, it's something we kind of struggle to do. But look, if you think of this side, look, as good as Diego Costa's been over the last couple of weeks, he shouldn't be here next season. You know, if you stick a good striker in this side with Cunha, or even just Fabio Silva, I think we will genuinely go places. No one was bad today. Lamina had a really good game. I saw the commentators say Lamina wasn't very good. Respectfully disagree. You know, I think Dendoncker, I slagged off Dendoncker a lot when he was at Wolves. And I think the Lamina is what people thought Dendoncker was. You know, this solid physical presence who has good defensive numbers and just recycles the ball. Dendoncker actually never really did that very well. Lamina does. Jack Gomez is really good. Not as good against Chelsea, but he still had a really good game. He probably just needs to stop getting booked a bit. It does hold him back a little bit. And rest will start to pick up on the fact that he's that sort of player. So he probably does need to calm that down. But he had a really good game. Totti at left back again was brilliant. I've always liked Totti. I've never really had an issue with him, but I've never really thought he'd be here long term. But he's earned his place in a squad. You know, when he can cover 2 positions at a really good level, that's a very valuable thing to have, assuming he's happy to do that. Because, like, he's 24. I don't know if Totti will want to be the backup, but yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what Wolves' left-back situation is like, because I don't really see who it will be. We've got like 5 left-backs on the books right now. Dawson was great. Dawson had his best game in ages. Semedo was good. And Sarr had an okay game as well. You know, there was that penalty shout, which I didn't think was a penalty, to be honest. Everyone was getting mad about it. I didn't really think it was a penalty. I understand why people were a bit annoyed, but I don't think you can moan too much and say it's a conspiracy when you get decisions like that, because there was a reason why it didn't get given, you know what I mean? But yeah, 2 back-to-back clean sheets, 3 goals at home against 2 good sides without Neves. It's weird, man. It's not really something I would have expected, but you know, this could be our side next season. And I think Lopetegui, now that we are safe, basically, See if the results are done now. I think is that everyone apart from Bournemouth. Yeah, well, come on, we're safe now. We've got 7 games left now. This isn't a dig at Ruben Neves or Adama Traore or Jan Matinho or Johnny, but I want to see Totti stay in the side. I want to see João Gomez stay in the side. A lot of these players won't be here next season. And look, I love Jan Matinho. I like Adama Traore as much as I criticise him. I do like the bloke, but I don't want them starting games. The core, apart from maybe Costa, this whole side will be here next season. So I don't really see what the point in changing it is. Obviously, I get Neves will come back in eventually, but especially with Johnny and Adama and João Matinho, I don't want them starting anymore. There's no point. They're not going to be here next season. We've got a nice 7 games now where we can test ourselves against some really good teams and have a fun end to the season and kind of build for next season, because I think this 4-4-2 is the way to go. I think it gets the best out of Cunha. I think it gets the best out of Nunes. All our midfielders look more comfortable in it. We've got a solid back 4 now. I'm really excited going into next season. I slagged off Lopetegui a bit on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and it might look dumb now that we've got a couple of wins, but I still stand by the fact Lopetegui was moving mad in the last couple of games against Leeds and Bournemouth. But it's nice to see he's gone back to being rational and he's got his lineups right. He deserves a lot of credit. And, even if you ignore the last couple of weeks, to go from bottom of the league to 13th, we should never have been at bottom of the league, let's be honest, but the job he's done has been really impressive and he deserves a lot of credit. And we can kind of just chill now and have some fun. I genuinely think we can get top half. I know that sounds dumb, but we're only or even where Chelsea, I think we can catch Chelsea. We're 5 points off Chelsea. I'm sorry, we can catch them. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, another really good game. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Yeah, peace.